do a beautiful painting with our dollar store supplies that we got, our brushes and our paints. And these are the paints I showed you in the other video, and brushes. I'm using a fan brush. For this painting I'm using the fan brush and a liner brush and a flat synthetic brush and a larger bristle brush. I have 2 flat brushes and a liner brush. I may need to use other brushes, we'll see as we go along. So I put my brushes in this little pouch that I got. Like I said, this is from the dollar store. Everything I got was from the dollar store, even the canvas we are using, and painter's tape, so everything I showed you in the other video. So let's get started. So I'm going to use painter's tape to decide how far down I want to come with my sky and my mountain. So I have my reference photo here from Pixabay. There it is. So we're going to use this as a reference photo because it's free, copyright free, so you don't have to worry about copyright. And I am going to use some painter's tape to decide how far down I want my sky to go, because the mountain is really way up in the sky, but we have to have some kind of a sky to get started. You have to start somewhere, as I always say. So let's put our tape on, and I'm going to come down about a third of the way. I want to make sure I get enough room for my sky, and when I do my sky I need to come right up here into my mountain. I might bring my mountain down a little further, but we'll just see now what we're going to do. Let's just get the sky on first. I had 12 colors to choose from, but I decided to just use my white and my yellow and my red and my crimson red and my blue. Okay, and this is light blue, and I have phthalo blue, and I have a light green, as you can see there, and I have phthalo green, and I use, that's it, I'm going Sienna. So I didn't use all the colors, but you can certainly put them on your palette, and then you can have a lot more to play with and to mix. So I just put them on my palette the way I'm comfortable with them, okay? And we'll get started. I'm going to mist my canvas with my misting bottle from the dollar store. Just a little mist. I'm going to mist my palette also. So I misted my palette just to keep them wet longer, that's all. Okay, and then I'm going to get my blue. Add some white to that so it won't be too blue. Oh, nice bright. A nice bright blue. Okay, and we'll just put that on. And I want you to leave some openings, some holes. Now the mountain is going to go around here, but I still want to go behind the mountain. That's okay. Okay, so leave some holes. Let's do it a bit different this time. Alright, so we'll put on our blues. Now you put the whole blue sky on, then put clouds on top, but I just thought I would do something a little different. I'm going to put on some white on my dirty brush, and while it's still wet we're going to blend all that together. Okay, so let's just get that on there. Some more white, we don't need any more blue. The blue will come off your brush here. Now let's just go into everything that's there. See, and you get lights and dark medium blues without having to work too hard at it. See, some more white. Some more white in there. Look how pretty it is. See how you're getting your clouds all at one time? You can do the sides of your canvas also if you want. More white. The reason I'm adding so much white is because my brush is dirty and it's picking up the blue, but it's also keeping the paint wet. And if your paint starts to dry, just give it a, just mist it, and it'll move much better. See? Look at all those pretty, nice clouds. Now, if you want to make them more fluffy, pick up some more white, just white, on the corner of your brush, and we will pick some spots. So you see wherever the lightest parts are, just push in some circles. See that? Just get those tops. See the top? You don't need anything else. All right, and then we'll just pick another light spot, because you want to leave some of that blue in between to show that the clouds are on top of the sky. Okay. I got some here. Now, if your paint is too wet and you can't get that nice fluffy look to it, just wait for your paint to dry a little bit. Use the corner of your brush to make just circles. But what you need, the trick is to move away from that white part that you put there. Don't go over it anymore. Just get the little circle. Watch, touch, make a circle, and move away, move away, move away. Okay, and there we go. See that? That's how simple it is, if you just move away. So let's come down and find some more spots. Now, there's not going to be exactly like the clouds that you see in the picture, because that's only a reference photo. I'm not trying to be exactly like it, but it's going to help me put everything in place. And it's going to help me with the colors and inspires me to paint. Okay? So just use the corner of your brush, make some circles. And you can make circles with whatever's left over on your brush, and you still get these little extra flyaway soft clouds. I might have some more clouds over here. We'll get some brighter clouds as that dries. Take the corner of our brush. I got, you know, a fair bit amount of paint on there. Just gonna make some circles. Okay. Circle, circle. I'm not pushing very hard either. So wherever you want your clouds, put on the corner of your brush and start with a circle and move away. My paint is a bit wet, so I'm not getting as bright as I would like to. I might wait for that to dry and put in some more later. But look, I got that there. I got it nice and bright, so I'm leaving it alone. And I'm moving away. Now I'm going to put the mountain in now, and maybe I can put some extra clouds in after. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to make a few more circles up here. All right. Now, so you can see it's not the same as the picture that you're looking at, the reference photo or my painting. So that means I don't want your painting don't have to even look like mine, okay? And it doesn't have to look like the reference photo. It just has to be there for you, be similar to it, and even the colors don't have to be exactly the same. Okay? And you can see there's sky there behind the clouds. And if you want to, mountains coming up here, so I don't think we're going to have room for any more there. Maybe a little bit up here. You probably already had a cloud there, but you might want to lighten it up a bit, so you just go over it again. All right, that's a nice little sky. We're going to draw out our mountain, and we can use chalk. You can use dark paint. So I'm going to use dark blue, the phthalo blue paint on my liner brush, and I'm going to draw out the mountain. I'm going to look at the reference photo and have an idea what way I want the shape. All right, so I'm thinking it might be around here. We got a little line here, and then we got another one here, and then there's a tall one in the center. Okay, so then you come up to the tall one. way up here, way up. And it's another pointy part up here, and it comes down on the back here. All right, so you can make any shape you want. Don't worry. Don't worry. There's another little one back here, and then we got another one here, and then it just comes down around this way. So there's your shape. See, as simple as that. Okay, so we'll work with that. And now we'll make our squiggly lines. Okay, so we got a little bit of a height up here, so we'll make a squiggly line here, and maybe another one. We're trying to get little point, little tops, and another squiggly line here, and one here. So the squiggly lines will help you get the shape, and you can always change it, so don't worry. Excellent. Let's use our fan brush to put on our paint. So we'll go with white, because we already have a bit of blue there. So on our fan brush, we'll put some white paint. And then we will start at the top of this squiggly line and start moving down. But use that squiggly line to keep you on that side. And we will add some more white up here just to get an idea where we want our most of our white, which is at the top. All right, so that's that. And then we'll do another one here. So as long as you follow that squiggly line, you'll get some nice shapes. We'll put shadows in now after. So we have another one here. So I'm just following the squiggly line. I'm not too worried about anything else right now. And let's see right here. Good. Now your brush is dirty, but that's okay. Go back into your sky blue, the blue color here, the light blue, the lighter blue. I'm going to use that for a shadow. So we'll put some shadow in here. That'll separate those two there. And here. Use the corner of your brush if you find that it's hard to get into the smaller areas. And we will get back here is another shadow. We'll go over that again now in a minute. I just want to get some shadows. And we'll get some shadows back here. We're going on the other side now, so we need to go this way. This way and that way. All right, and this way. So go diagonally and follow the shape of the mountain. All right, now we're going to add some more white. That's our shadows. Add a little bit of a darker shade. I'm going to go with the phthalo blue in the back here. Just going to tap that in. All right. So you can darken up some of the parts of your shadows if you want with a bit of phthalo blue. Let's try that. Just kind of experimenting a little bit. There you go. Good. All right. I'm going to put some white on I cleaned my brush off a little bit and I have some white on there. And I'm going to pull some of that white that's in front there. I'm going to pull that back here. But I want to keep those shadows, okay? But I just want it to look like it's going forward. And then some of it is coming into the back. I know it's hard painting mountains, but with practice, you'll figure out what way is easier for you. I'm just trying to bring back a little bit of that white there. Same with here. Still want to keep the dark. All right. And get a little bit of shadow going on here. So you're kind of going back and forth with the blue and the white just to get a little bit of shadow going on here. We're going to shape up that mountain up here, okay? So let's see what we can do with that. Let's go in here with the white. Use the corner of your brush if it's hard to get at. That's better. It's not too bad. Fan brush is nice to use. You can also use a palette knife, but some people are a little intimidated by palette knives, which I am one of them. Yep. So we need a bit more white, just put it on there. Maybe it's a little bit in here. It's a nice little mountain. It's a nice little mountain. Yeah, so I think a little bit more white here and there. So just pick some spots that you think might need a little bit of a highlight or a brighter light. So the sun may be coming in from the right, so we'll, because we have the snow on this side, we will lighten it up on that side. Good. You don't need to put it all over anymore. You just put it at the top a little bit, maybe even a little bit at the edge of this one here, here. See? And if you want to go back a little bit more just to give it more shape, just move back a little bit and come back in again. See how that gives that nice little shape there? So you want to get nice shapes. Even go back in here and pick up some kind of like a misty look down here in the bottom. Okay, I think that's pretty nice. I might put a little bit of mist here too. It's just leftover paint. Softening it up, way to go. Add a little more mist down here if you want. We're going to have a tree going over this anyway, so don't worry about that. But I didn't want it going all the way down like that, so I like it kind of, it's that misty look. Do you like that? Isn't that pretty? Pretty simple, isn't it? Yeah, I think I'll leave it. I'm not going to putter around with it too much more because I'll end up ruining it. Let's take off the tape. Pretty, isn't it? So easy, like, well, I'm not going to say it's totally easy, but going by a reference photo makes it so much easier if you don't take the reference photo as, you know, written in stone, and you have to do every little tiny crease and crevice. Okay, just do it the way you feel comfortable. Take our liner brush again, and let's draw out what we want on the bottom, which is the water, of course. So get your dark color, probably phthalo blue is the darkest one so far. And I'm going to look at the reference photo, and there's some water, and then there's some land over here. So let me start with the land, because it's a beach and some land, and land goes over to here. Okay, so now you have that much, and the rest here is water, and we also have a beach. So we want to see where the water is coming over the beach. So around here there's a line of water that comes in, comes up on the beach, and then comes out. Okay, so we're going to paint this a different color here. We'll get that one to come over a bit more. We'll fix all that up when we're ready. Okay, all right. So I brought the line down to here, down to the corner. Let's go to the corner of the canvas. And then we have the water coming in, and we will adjust that when we come in. It's like it comes in this way, and then it gets sharper here, comes over. All right, and then that's just going to give us an idea. The phthalo blue, the darker blue. Okay, phthalo blue. Start off with that, or whatever color you have, and we will go back and forth right here under the mountain. Now the water seems to be on a bit of a diagonal, so we will adjust that, but you can go back and forth because we're going to get some waves going in there. So just go and put that blue on first. That would be the best thing to do. It would make it so much easier for you because you got the rock here and you got a big wave, but this will be so much easier to get it started. Okay, and think diagonal. It might help you get your waves on a diagonal. Just anything you need. Good. It's not a big diagonal, but we'll when we put the waves in, we will see what's the best way to go. So just go back and forth. Just get that on there as best you can. So as I come forward, I'm going to add a little bit of red to my brush, just to get kind of a purplish haze going on there. I'm going to put that in here. There we go. And as I come forward now, I'm going to add a bit of white. Put that in with the darker one, and then we will, as we come forward, we'll keep adding some white. And just make sure it goes up with the dark so that it all looks like it's blending well. I'm even just going right up into the painting itself because I don't want it to look like there's big separations. So I'm just going to go into some phthalo blue, not phthalo blue, I'm sorry, the lighter blue, and with some white, come down here. This would be so much easier than trying to do the rock and the big wave all at the one time. This will be a big, big help. All right. We'll make it as easy as we can. So much fun. So much more fun when you can do a painting and you don't have to think about what do I have to do or what brush do I have to use, or you make it so much easier for yourself when you take one step at a time. Okay? And sometimes you don't know what steps to take, so if I can help you out in any way, I'll try my best to make it easy as I can for you. Okay, good. Just adding white, fixing this up a little bit here. Just fixing up that shape where the water is coming in. Alright, so we got that much done. That's good. And now we will take our fan brush again, put some white on the tips. See? And then we'll find some waves back here. They're kind of diagonal, they're not, doesn't seem like they're straight across. So I'm just going to take a wave. Oops. Let's see. I'm going to take a wave across here. go, that's the wave. And now I'm going to, whatever's left over, I'm going to put some back here. But I don't want to lose all my blue now, okay? This is just little waves in the background here. I'm going to go back over that one a little bit. Just watch what I'm doing and take the corner of your fan brush, corner, okay? And you're going to make that wave into little fluffy ones. So just tap on some little foam on the corner of your brush. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. And you have foam. Nice. Now we might have another one. Let's see. I think I see another one. Just very tip to your brush. We are going to do another one. So let's see. It's a little bit underneath here. Let it go across. You can start this way if you're right-handed, right? Okay. Good. Just pull some of that back here. Leave it dark underneath that one up there. Just a little bit lighter on the back of this one. Just pull it back if you have to. Good. And then take the corner of your brush and tap, 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 tap the corner of your brush on the very edge of that little line of foam that you made. All right. We won't put too much on over here. We'll just leave most of it over here. Good. Now maybe we can put, now that probably should have been up here a bit more. But anyway, I'm going to put my rock in there. So I'm going to put in a rock. I'm going to take a flat brush. This brush here is nice. Let's try that. Let's pick up some burnt sienna and some blue. Make it darken up. That way you don't have to use black if you don't want to. But if you want to use black, you can. Alright, I might even add a little bit of burnt, a bit of crimson. Let's give it a nice color. And I have to figure out how I'm going to get that rock in there. So I got to put that there like that, a flat line, and hump, and a little higher hump. I'm just going to go right here, and that's your rock. Alright, good. So let's let that dry. So take your flat brush again and add some, that dark color that you made, add some white to brighten it up. Let's see if we can get a bit of shape to that rock. So I'm just going to start at the top and pull down a little bit of a lighter color right there. That's all, right there. Then I'm going to start at the top of this and I'm going to pull down. Okay? A little bit lighter. And I'm going to go behind that rock where I just did that and pull down another one. So make sure that one's light enough. See? That, now I got a bunch of rocks. Let's try another one back here. So just skip over the darks and that way you get a rock shape. See? And also here. Okay, so just try to make it a bit lighter for you so you can see it. So a nice little rock there, that's fine. That's good. I should make it a little bit lighter because I don't know if you can see that. See how I skipped over the darks and that way I got those shapes, see? And then I'll clean off my brush, my tissue, and I will move that a little, soften that up there on the edges there, just to bring it back in with the rock so it won't look so. Just tap, 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 tap. There we go. See, that brought it back a little bit more. And then if you want a little bit down here, you're going to add another little rock just by doing the edges. See? As long as you leave those shadows, you should, you know, you'll be fine. Good. Now, you can also buy this white paint. Crafts, really good. I really like that. Now, let's see what else we can do. Get your brush and your flat chiseled edge brush. Let's make a, draw out the wave. Okay, let's use white paint just so we can see it. And let's draw out where the, so it looks like we got this going on here and here, and comes down here, and then it puffs up there. So I'll just tap it under just for now. And then we have this big splashy wave on the back. So I'm going to add blue to my brush. Okay. And then I'm just going to, and white, okay? So I'm making decisions on the spot here now, so that's why it sounds like I'm changing my mind every now and then. But I want to do this. So I'm going to tap. Remember how we did the clouds? You can tap this on, or you can make little circles, but I think we're going to go with the tapping. So I'm going to go way up here, way, 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 way up here, and way over here, behind the rock, down on top of the rock, basically. And we'll go back and fix this now. This is just, we're just trying to get the shape right now, okay? I don't want to make you think that this is it. Now, let's get the white paint again on chisel edge, and it's going to come down here, and it comes up high like this and over. Okay, so now I'll get that wave in the way, so I might have to change that up a little bit. Now, I'm going to tap on top of that. I might have to wait for this to dry so we can get, because if we keep tapping on the blue there, the blue is going to keep changing the white to a darker blue, and it's really hard to get it to go nice white color. So what we'll do is we will let that dry, and then we'll work on that again. Now we know the shape that we're working on, okay? May have to take that out. We'll see. If that dries, we can paint right over it. So this is going to go. So I'm going to paint that right in here, because I want to, this is going to be the eye of this wave. Pull that forward there just to blend it in with the rest of it. So you can do that if you want to do it before it dries. Okay, good. We got that. This is going to be the eye here. I'm going to put a bit of white there just to have it, so we can get a nice and bright in here. So you have to make changes as you go through, okay? So don't be surprised if things change as they go along. Good. I'm going to take my fan brush. I'm going to add more. I'm going to add white to the corner of my brush, and I want to tap on here, and I'll see this. Mine is probably not, if yours is dry, that'd be good. Just try to keep some of your blues, because you still need shadows. Just using the corner of my brush. See if I can get more white on the edge here. Not much different than making clouds. Trick is to get those shadows. Keep the shadows. Just put the whites in spots. Okay. Nice little wave, isn't it? That's a nice little wave. I got a little bit going up here. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. This little wave here. I'm going to put a little more blue. So I'm just going to add a little bit of blue to the corner of my brush. The light blue, right? Now, looks like I'll take some of my darker blue on the corner of my brush. I say the corner of my brush because the brush is almost too big, so I have to use the corner in order to get what I'm doing. And you might say, well, why don't you use a smaller brush? Well, you can do that too if you can find a smaller fan brush, or if you want to try your flat brush, that's good too. Okay. So I'm just going to put more dark. I'm just tapping it on. All right, just get that little dark shadow there. That's why it's probably better for you to let your paint dry. I'm still working with wet paint because I get too excited and I want to keep going. I don't want to wait. I can use a hairdryer, but I don't have one handy. All right, so also this wave up here is a bit big. I might just take that and move it. Make some adjustments, whatever way you want. This one over here is a little bit thick, but I kind of like it. I think I'll leave it and thin this one up a little bit. Put in the reference photos the other way around, but I like that wave. It looks so nice. I don't want to lose it. Okay, so I'm going to go more white on the corner of my brush. Really want to get that some more white in here. All right, and that's why I say it's important, maybe be better for it to be wet, dry I should say, and use the clean your brush, and then put white on the corner again. And no need to keep moving up because it'll be too big. Just go into what you already have done, and you'll see that the blues will still stay as long as you just tap around, and you will leave some of the blue. Shadow color, just using the corner of my brush. It's not bad. I'm just trying to highlight the edges here a little bit more. Try to make that wave look like it's really banging off that rock, see? See? So when you tap on over what you already did, just make sure you leave some of the blues. See how much better it looks? Now, good. Nice. It's coming along nicely. So now why don't we try to make the highlights? Let's see, the eye of the wave. So this is going to go, so I'm going to paint that right in here because I want to, this is going to be the eye of this wave. Pull that forward there just to blend it in with the rest of it. So you can do that if you want to do it before it dries. Okay, good. We got that. This is going to be the eye here. I'm going to put a bit of white there just to have it, so we can get a nice and bright in here. So you have to make changes as you go through, okay? So don't be surprised if things change as they go along. Good. I'm going to take my fan brush. I'm going to add more. I'm going to add white to the corner of my brush. And I want to tap on here, and I'll see this. Mine is probably not, if yours is dry, that'd be good. Just try to keep some of your blues, because you still need shadows. Just using the corner of my brush. See if I can get more white on the edge here. Not much different than making clouds. Trick is to get those shadows. Keep the shadows. And just put the whites in spots. Okay. It's a nice little wave, isn't it? That's a nice little wave. We've got a little bit going up here. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. This little wave here. I'm going to put a little more blue. So I'm just going to add a little bit of blue to the corner of my brush. The light blue, right? Now, looks like I'll take some of my darker blue on the corner of my brush. I say the corner of my brush because the brush is almost too big, so I have to use the corner in order to get what I'm doing. Now you might say, well, why don't you use a smaller brush? Well, you can do that too if you can find a smaller fan brush, or if you want to try your flat brush, that's good too. Okay. So I'm just going to put more dark. I'm just tapping it on. All right, just get that little dark shadow there. That's why it's probably better for you to let your paint dry. I'm still working with wet paint, because I get too excited and I want to keep going. I don't want to wait. I can use a hairdryer, but I don't have one handy. All right, so also this wave up here is a bit big. I might just take that and move it. Make some adjustments, whatever way you want to. This one over here is a little bit thick, but I kind of like it. I think I'll leave it and thin this one up a little bit. Put in the reference photos the other way around, but I like that wave. It looks so nice. I don't want to lose it. Okay, so I'm going to go with more white on the corner of my brush. Really want to get that some more white in here. All right, and that's why I say it's important, maybe be better for it to be wet, dry I should say, and use the clean your brush, and then put white on the corner again. And no need to keep moving up because it'll be too big. Just go into what you already have done, and you'll see that the blues will still stay as long as you just tap around, and you will leave some of the blue. The shadow color, just using the corner of my brush. It's not bad. I'm just trying to highlight the edges here a little bit more. Try to make that wave look like it's really banging off that rock, see? See? So when you tap on over what you already did, just make sure you leave some of the blues. See how much better it looks? Now, good. Nice. It's coming along nicely. So now why don't we try to make the highlights? Let's see, the eye of the wave. I'm going to try a small round brush. Now you can use a flat brush for this, okay? But I'm going to try this because I have so many brushes here that I bought at the dollar store, and I just want to, I'm trying to use as many as I can for you so we can see how, you know, how they work out. And I also have this little round brush. Right, so nice pointy top there. You want to make really thin lines. So I won't use that one right now. So this one here seems to be a little thicker. So I'm going to try that. So I'm going to use some green, the light green, okay? I'm going to take that light green and I'm going to put it in here. All right, so we put the green underneath that wave, and we will put another one under this wave. All right, so we're just coming down a little bit so we go into the wave. And now I'm going to clean my brush off, and I'm going to get yellow, my pale yellow, light yellow. And while that green is still wet, we'll get that in here. And when that dries, we'll add a lighter color to that, more yellow. Brighten it right up because it's still staying a bit dark. So here's a bit of yellow in here. So yeah, we'll have to wait for that to dry. While we're waiting for that to dry, we got our greens on here, that's fine. We got our white here, and we have that one. So just look around and see where you want your waves. I'm going to put a little bit more wave in the background there. So I'm just going to take some white on the tips of my fan brush. And it looks like there should be a little bit of wave here. Not much, that's why I just put a little bit on there, okay? And a little bit over here. Don't need a big lot, just enough to say there's a wave there. Just scrape on a little bit of white. Okay. Trying to leave the dark up under that wave there. Just adding a little bit of waves and movement there. A little bit of, I think I made too much here. I'm just going to take some of that out. Go back and forth. Don't like it, take it out. Okay. You want to add more shadows. Okay, that's good. Down here is going to be a little tricky. Let's see what we can do down there. All right. Now these dollar store fan brushes open up a little bit too much for me. So I'm just dipping it in water and I'm rubbing my hand over it so it won't be so flyaway. It's like it opened right up and it's hard to work with. If you find a fan brush too hard to work with, then use a flat brush. So So we'll try both. How's that? So I'm going to try my flat brush. I find flat brush is nice. So look, they still go to chisel edge. Really nice. I've seen some of the expensive ones, more expensive, and they won't stay in the chisel edge. So these are working out pretty good. Now, I am going to put some of my blue back in here because it seems to be a little bit too, just a little bit. And I'm going to drag that down from here. Drag it down. See, this brush strokes, right? You just see what way your brush strokes are going to go. So you can come down here, and then you can move over. Just try to think the water is coming down off those waves, but then it starts to move horizontally, right? Could be moving up towards the rock. All right. So it won't hurt to be put on horizontally also, because we'll start shaping it up with the whiter water. I just want these here for shadows more than anything. So that's why I'm just getting it on there. Got some more water coming down from this wave up here. All right. Good. And then you got water coming over this way. So the strokes give it a, you know, the shapes and the feel and the way everything goes. So let's get this done. So like I say, I just wanted this for shadow. And if we can keep it wet, that would be a good thing. All right, so let's wet it. Okay, that'll keep it wet. And then we're going to put some white paint on our brush. And we're going to start bringing down little lines of paint. Try to make them squiggly. Okay, and then I'm going to go across. So I'm trying to, if you can get more like that, so take your brush, touch and push, and you'll get these, see these nice edges here? You can get those nice, see that? See those nice edges? Pretty, aren't they? So just take your brush, touch and push down, and that'll give you, see, look, okay, and then you can pull these up into, pull it up, pull it up, pull, 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 there we go, there we go. All right. So you can go different ways just to get up into the rock. Some of that water is splashing up. It was a pretty rough sea, isn't it? Pretty rough. All right. Let's try that again. Let's touch and squiggly, squiggly, boop, 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 boop. See, I'm pushing down, and the paint that's up in the back of that brush is coming off, and it's coming off with really nice paint. Making it look like waves, see? So you just push and you get all these nice lines. Now we can just take it and move it around. Double and load your brush up so you get lots of paint on it. Coming along, coming along. Because it's wet, I'm having a hard time getting white there, so if you have to, let your paint dry a little so you can highlight the tops of the water with some white if it keeps turning darker on you. Keep those edges that you made. If it dries, if you decide to dry your blue because you can't seem to get the white on there, you can add a bit of blue to your white as you're putting it on, but you put more, use more white. Or you can dry brush some white on top of the dry blue. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, let me know and I'll help guide you. Email me at allisonpryor@yahoo.com and ask for help. That's what I'm here for, because I love helping you. I want to make I just like want to make you so happy painting, you know, because I get so many amazing comments saying how that you're so happy with your paintings, and it's easy. It looks, you know, it's easy techniques. Now, I know sometimes it's hard, no matter what. But even if you get some part of it nice, even if it's not all nice, and you get some really nice parts, then you can go back and practice and go back and fix those up later. Try to get as much done as you can. Just putting some white on there again. Just trying to get that to look like it's rolling down into down here. Let's see. Okay, it's coming along. So now let's lighten up the eye of the wave. Somewhat a yellow in here. And over here, it's a bit better. I'm going to add some white to my yellow. See if I can get it a bit brighter for you. There we go. That's better. So what we'll do is we'll take a dry brush. Let's try this one. Smooth it out. Good. I'm going to try this a watercolor brush. It came with the brushes, and I'm just gonna, it's dry, I didn't do anything to it, I didn't water it. I'm just gonna rub it in my hand to soften up the bristles. They're really soft, and I'm going to use that to go around circles to soften up this little highlight up here and over here. Okay, now if I could, not sure why it won't lighten up. That happens sometimes. Because your background's a bit dark. So I'm adding white to the yellow. I really like to have this as brighter. And then I'm going to take my watercolor brush. And if you have a fluffy brush, the makeup brush that I talk about every now and then, you could use that for smoothing it out. There we go, it's better. So, let's do the beach down here. So I'm going to dampen my brush off my water, and I'm going to make a burnt sienna white, some yellow, more white. Might even add a little bit of red. You might have the colors you want. It's not bad. Let's try that. So let's put that in here. It's a nice color. You can add more white to it if you like. Some more white, a little bit of red. Just play around the colors. See? It comes out. See how different it comes out? This color here that I just added then is closer to the reference photo. Okay. It's okay to have that dark over there. That's nice. Nice. This color here is just a bit more red and white added to the dark color that you made. Right. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Pretty simple. And now we're going to make some water coming up on the beach. This is the water coming up on the beach here. And now we're going to make some white water, white waves coming up. So what we're going to do is take our flat brush, put in some white, okay, and we will take our brush, and we have to make a line to see where we're going with it. Just take your brush, the chiseled edge of your brush, and make these thin lines, and this is going to be your water. Okay, and then you got another one here, just little waves like that, And there's only one here. Okay, so now you can take that and clean off your brush. I don't want too much white on there. And then just pull back on your chiseled edge. Just pull that back over the water. Okay, and then we'll just pull back some more water. So just pull back as if there's some water lines on there, right? Like that, okay? Just chiseled edge, whatever's left over on your brush. Good, good. We may need to add more white to this here. Take it back like that. Okay. Leave some of that sand between those two waves. All right. So we're just pulling it back. Even over here. It's nice. Add more white to your brush because we need, I'm just adding some tip here because we need more white here. So let's use the tip of the brush and touch and push. And that will give you that nice white edge. Maybe add more white paint. Maybe that much. Let's see what happens. I'm going to start over here. And I'm going to get a nice big wave there. Flip my brush around so I can get more of these. And I'm going to pull that back again. I was hoping to get a nicer edge there. Okay, I messed that up. Okay, so take the fan brush and let's try the fan brush and put some white on the edges here. And we will touch and come over. Come over until you get the edge, just like edge of water. Move it around here. Let's try that again. Pull that back. So once you get that little line, just pull back a bit like this, pull it back into there, and you got that nice little wave there. And we'll just take what's left over on your brush and pull that on top of what you did here. And we will take a flat brush, add some white to your flat brush. I'm just dipping in the white, that's all. And then add a little more white on the edge here. So use the edge and chisel edge brush and it will give you that really nice line there. Might want another little one up here according to the reference photo, but you don't have to. Chisel edge, just move a little thin line back here. And then when you get that little line, just move it back. And that will leave a little bit of an edge there, and it looks like some water, see? When it dries, you can add some more white to the edge here. because it's wet, it's just blending in with the rest of the color. But that looks okay. Get some leftover paint. Wipe your brush off, and just whatever's left over, you can add some lines here as if it was water. Good. So we leave that for now, and I'm going to take my flat chisel edge brush again, and I'm going to get my dark blue paint, phthalo blue, and I'm going to clean up that edge here, right here. Just put the dark color right underneath where that wave comes in, right on the edge. See how it gives it a shadow? Okay. Just gives you a shadow. Smoothing out that line a little bit so it won't look like a thin line, so it kind of look like it's in with the wave. That looks better, doesn't it? Good. So let's start on that piece of land we have there. All right. So I'm going to start off with a really dark color, okay? So I'm going to use my phthalo blue and my brown, some red, crimson red, and sap green. I just want to get a really dark color. Then I'm going to tap on right here. Good. I'm going to add some more burnt sienna to that. We got some trees going up there, so we'll do that in a second. Just want to get something started. Adding more burnt sienna and phthalo blue and all those dark colors we put in there. You can add them separately. Just tap them into each other, and that will give you a little more color. Okay. So right now we just want a really dark underpainting for our trees and our grass, things that are going on there. So you see how I do paintings. I like to get an underpainting first, get the shapes, you know, figure out where things are going, rather than trying to, I don't know, just like with the rock and that there, I found it much easier to do the whole blue first and then put everything on top. Same with my sky, I'll put the whole blue sky on and then I'll put the clouds on. I find it much easier to do it that way. Get some trees going on up here, so I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to twist it this way so it's vertical, and I'm going to take that top part of that brush and bring it up a little bit here. That way I'll get some little trees. So I can do that now with the fan brush too. So we're going to make a little hill here. It looks like there's a little bit of a hill here, so let me put that there. Let me go back over this again. A little bit of a hill here, and it evens out back here. Okay, and make sure we get that little hill in there. That's a nice little hill. I like that, so I want to keep that in there. I'm going to use the fan brush, but you can take your brush and just twist it vertical and put some trees coming up here if you like. It was easier for you. I'm going to use the fan brush, okay? So, I'm going to go back into my burnt sienna, the nice dark colors that we have there, burnt sienna and ultramarine, or phthalo blue, and I'm just going to take the corner of my brush and push it up like that, push, so I can get those little trees in there. Seems like I need most of it on the corner of my brush. All right. I'm just tapping the corner of the brush because the bottom of the brush is actually going down here, so. Alright, so you can also take you can call a liner brush a small round. Bring up some tree trunks and some little trees down here if you want. Thicken up your trees a little bit. There we go. As long as you get a little top on there, it makes it look like trees. Good. So you may need to let that dry a bit because it's probably going to make the paint go. Let's add some yellow and red. We'll see how it happens when you put it on there. Now you might say, well, how do you know what colors to put on? Well, look at the reference photo. It kind of looks orangey colors there, doesn't it? Add some, you know, just look at the colors and just get as close as you can to them, but don't try to, you know, if you can't get it, don't try to, I don't know, try to get exactly the same because you'll get frustrated, you know. If you're that kind of an artist that you want to get it exactly the same as the reference photo, then you can mix the paints until you get what you're looking for. All right. So I'm just going to tap, 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 tap. Kind of an orangey color. Some red. Some over here. This is my bristle brush. Some in here. So I'm leaving some darks. Okay, so just tapping around here and over here. And I'm going to leave the bottom of that dark. I'm just going to tap. See? You leave that part dark under there and let it look much better. Alright. Might need to shape this up a little bit more here. We'll see. Now we'll just, like I say, don't worry about everything right away. Just do what you can. Alright, and what else do we need? Some green paint. I'm thinking some green with some yellow. I just went into my phthalo green with some yellow. I'm going to even go into the other green just so I won't waste it. Might even tap into here. Like, just play around with your colors, you know. Just want to keep that a bit dark over here, so. But I also want to give a little bit of texture. A bit of green. All right. I think we're doing good. Good, good, good. And we'll do the trees, and we will use our flat brush, flat chiseled edge brush, and we will make trunks first. And we'll make the trunks out of a dark color so we can put our highlights on. So let's do our darks. So I'm just going to use the burnt sienna and phthalo blue to get a nice dark color. Okay, and that will be like an underpainting for highlights and things. So we have to get, now you can draw them out first if you want. I'm just going to go for it. So I'm going to turn my brush this way, and I'm going to touch where I think I need to put my tree, and then I'm going to touch and I'm going to pull up, and I'm going to make go right up to the sky. All right, and even though I run out of paint, I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to go over it again. But see, this chiseled edge brush will give you nice edges of your tree. See, isn't that nice? And then we'll do the other one. There's another one coming out here. It's a bit skinnier, so I'm going to turn my brush this way. Not that way, but this way. I'll call that vertical. I'll call that horizontal. Vertical. And I'm going to touch. And then I'm going to push, because that'll give it a skinnier look. And then we'll come up and over. See? Now, good. I'll probably fill it in a bit more. Nice. You may need to fill in a bit more. But we will wait, because I think it might need to dry before we go ahead and finish it. Alright, so while I'm waiting for that to dry a little bit, I'm going to put some branches on there. So I see a few branches coming off of this one. So I'm just going to touch the tree and then pull out the same brush. Right? There's a few little branches coming off of there. Oops. I pushed a little bit too hard, so that's kind of a thick branch. But that's okay, because we can take some skinnier ones off it. So I'll get the other brush for that. And then we'll take some more branches off of here. Very lightly, so that you don't get them too thick. Alright. Good. So I'm going to get my liner brush now and do the same thing, but this time they'll be tinier. So I'm going to get my dark colors, burnt sienna and phthalo blue. I'll take a skinnier one off of this one. Thinner your brush, the better. Probably a little one off of here. And here, and here. Nice little one coming down here. Here. Okay, that's good, sure. That's good, sure. A little one coming off of here. Yeah, that's okay. So when we highlight it, it'll be nice. And then I'm going to take a smaller bristle brush, smaller one, and that's a size 6. Like I said, all different brands are different sizes, but that's smaller than the bigger one we're using for. So I'm going to get a bit of a greenish color. So I'm going to use my phthalo green and my burnt sienna. But more green than burnt sienna. Alright. And let's see if that works. Let's see what happens. We're going to tap on these little branches here so we have a little bit of a, okay, not much, just a little bit, see? Not too much. It's enough. Okay, a little bit here. A little bit here. We don't need a big lot, and that one don't have anything on it, and we're doing wonderful. Good. Nice. Almost done now. Just got to put some highlight on our tree, which we're going to use. Let's use that same brush for highlights because it's got nice rough bristles. and put some that color together with the brownish color, a little bit of blue, phthalo blue, burnt sienna, and white. Brighten it up. Okay, and that's going to be your highlights. And all I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take the edge of the tree and I'm going to touch, and I'm going to pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in. Okay, same with this, pull in. I need more white so you can see it. Touch, pull in, there we go. Good. There we go. So that's a nice little tree. And I think we're going to, just a few more things you could do with it, but I think I might just take my fan brush and get a bit of blue paint with a bit of white. A little bit, not much. My phthalo blue. And a little bit of white on my fan brush. And maybe, let's see. Add a little bit up, going up this rock a little bit more, just so you can see it. I like the fan brush because now it's giving me really rough. So you can see the water on the rock there, isn't that nice? And maybe some more up in here. Just to do any little last minute touches. It's kind of nice though. Little shadows in between there just to give it, and add more white because it's kind of, yeah, there we go, it's better. It's only last minute touches that you want. Okay, that looks nice. And some more white. Probably add a bit more white. Let's see where we're on the edge here. The edge of this one here, just a little bit. Good. And I think I'm going to take my flat brush and I'm going to pick up my burnt sienna and my white, and I'm going to a little bit of red, more burnt sienna, just so that I match up that. I'm trying to shape this up a little bit more now. Fussy about the shape. That's the beauty of this. You can change it around. I think I'll bring that in a bit more here. See how the shapes change and makes it look so much better. Bring that over here. Maybe a little bit more here. So you can do whatever you want. Now all you need is a little bit of white. Let me see, I'm not sure if I like this either. Just trying to figure it out. It's a bit better. There we go. And I'm going to put some white on my brush. See if I can get a little more water going on up here. There we go. Clean off my brush a bit. Bring it back. Keep that little white line. Oh, almost lost it, but that's okay, it's good. And then take some white and make water lines here on the edge of that little rocks, or the little water lines going on there. Maybe a little bit more. A little bit of water lines here and there. That's good. And then take your liner brush and make some dark color again. Some blue and brown, a bit of red, whatever colors are dark. And then you can make probably a stick hanging out here or something, you know? Like that, something like that, something pretty simple. Don't want to get too, I think we are done. Now, you can play around with it and add more things if you like. But I'm going to call it finished. I would have liked to get that a bit brighter, but I can't get it. It won't go brighter on me because I never gave the paint a chance to dry properly. So I'm doing the video and I wanted to get it done as fast as I can for you. Anyway, that's a bit better. I think I'm going to call it finished. I like it. It's pretty, isn't it? And thank you guys for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you give it a try. And that's about it for now. It's really pretty, and this is all done with the dollar store supplies. All the art supplies I use today, brushes, paints, everything that you've seen, I use dollar store art supplies, and it came out pretty nice. Isn't that pretty? Excellent. So if you want to get started and you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars in paint supplies, head over and get some pretty cheap but very good art supplies, and I'll see you in the next video. Signing out from Allison Pryor. Happy painting, everybody.